Hi everyone, it is August 26th and as I was saying in one of my other videos, I need to paint some mugs today, and I have a show coming up next week, and so I'm going to do one of my kind of favorite techniques that I do on these. These are wheel thrown. And what I'm going to do is, since I'm going to paint, I guess I'll paint 4 of them. I don't know if I'll finish all 4 of them. But the technique I'm doing is one of my favorites. It's stamps and transfers, and, you know, I'll kind of just, I don't know what you call it, doodling. Sometimes I call these my doodle mugs because it's really just kind of what they are, is doodling. This one doesn't have a handle on it, but it's I love doing these. So this one I did actually a long time ago. This one I think I finger painted the colors on, and then I used my Zyme. Oh, I hope I have it somewhere here. Yikes. I hope it's not dried up. It's been a long time since I've used that. My Zyme Tools applicator bottle. This is a number 20 tip, yellow one is what I use. And I never empty them, but I store them upside down so that it never dries in the tip. But it's been so long since I've used them. As you guys know, I haven't done any videos. I have a brand new one here. This is what it is. I'll try to remember to hopefully reverse this video so you can read it, because I know it is, well, it's backwards right now, but hopefully when I put it together. But anyway, so I use the number 20 tip. It's a Zyme applicator. Another good one is, I don't have much success with these, but there's some beautiful work done with the Amaco's designer liners, and I used to use these all the time. And I don't like the consistency of this as much. So if I do use this, I will put a little water with it and then use it. It's just a little thick, but those are very nice too. But anyway, so here's another one I did. So I just did all different colors underneath and then just doodled on the top. Now these don't have stamps on them. That's the feet I put on it. But I just kind of doodled on there. You can kind of see that little fishy. And again, so anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with these mugs. And I thought I would share that process. There is another video a long time ago I did, probably over a year ago. You could probably Google it and look at the different videos. I think I called them doodle mugs, doodle painting or something like that, or finger painting, doodle mugs. I don't know. I know. Anyway, I could ramble on forever. Okay, so let's get painting. Oh, here comes Millie. She's always so nosy. Say hi to Millie. Hi, Millie. She's so curious. So curious. Okay, so I think you can see pretty good here. Let me set this back here. And so here's I use Amaco Velvet Underglazes. And I'm going to probably set these, whoa, I'm spilling them. I just filled them up. Well, I actually filled them up, I guess it's been a week ago. But this is how I keep my Amaco Velvet Underglazes. There's a couple speedball in here, but for the most part, they're all the Amacos. I love the Amacos. I've never had them stick to the kiln shelf. And I had some speedball stick to the kiln shelf, so I always feel pretty comfortable using Amaco velvets. I think they're very rich in color. And they hold true to their color, but Speedball changed their formula, and I have not tried the new Speedballs yet, but I do know that they've changed their formula, so maybe they're they don't, they don't stick to the kiln shelf. They seem to, in previous times they fluxed a little bit in the kiln. So see, I'm drinking my Fresca. Oh, I love this stuff, Fresca. It's actually just sparkling soda water, but it's so good. When I opened up my Underglazes today, oh my gosh, did they stink. Woo! They stunk so bad. They get that bacteria growing in them. And, wow, they smell like somebody's sewer. Okay. And I even cut out some transfers. I got a whole bucket full of transfers in here to try. So let's get painting. So, all right. Well, I got my bucket of water over here. So if you hear me sloshing in the water. Now, these are, this is just white, turquoise. This is yellow, bright orange. These are all hand mixed. This is just a red. This is all mismatch of colors. Black, brown. I think one of these is violet, purple. But some of them, this is avocado. This is electric blue by Speedball. But some of them, like this one and this one, these I just mix myself. So they obviously don't have a name. Millie, you're knocking over stuff. Millie's so nosy. You're so nosy. Okay, so when I'm putting these on, well, of course, the dog wants to go out the minute I start the video. Archie. Oh, good, my son's gonna let him out. So you can either use a paintbrush, and I try to stir this up a little bit. It doesn't look like bright yellow, but this one had a lot of the black. Oh my gosh, the black mold in it. So I put a little bit of bleach in it, just a couple drops, and it all burns out, so you don't have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is kind of put this yellow. I don't think I'm going to do the inside. Not sure what color I'm going to do the inside. I might just leave the inside white. I'm just going to kind of put this on here willy-nilly. Millie. Hey, Missy. She wants to go over there and see if I've got sponges in the water. Her and Molly like to steal the sponges. I don't know if I like how this is going on with this brush. Not really liking this. I'm going to try, we'll try a couple different methods. Another one that I kind of like that I've done before is with a sponge. My favorite's with my finger, so I may end up going with my finger. The reason I don't like the sharp lines. I like to blend mine a little bit. Seriously, Millie. I thought you were sleeping. Hey, I thought you were sleeping. The whole time I was setting up and cutting out transfers and going through my glazes and trying to, I sanded my mugs down a little bit she was sleeping. She didn't even bother me. Oh, she's going to lay down over on the other table. Go take a little nap, Millie. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking how this is going on a little bit better. And I'm going to do the bottoms because, like I said, this does not stick to the kiln shelf. And just pick some colors that, you know, look good together, that you like. You really, I mean, you can put any colors on here. I'm going to put purple on here. I don't put black or brown. It's harder to paint over those, you know. Kind of a messy painter. I don't, you know, I get some drips in my other colors, but not enough to change the color. But see, I'm blending that in with the yellow. See that? I don't want a sharp line. Okay, so I'm going to take my next mug, do the same thing. That'll save me some time from having to rinse out my sponge. And you don't want all your colors the same shape. You know, when I first started doing this, everything ended up being circles. And I had to train myself not to do just circles, to do all different colors, all different shapes. And then you can go back with a brush too and get into the little corners. If I missed any. These sponges do a pretty good job. And then I can wipe off the top and get that cleaned off when I'm done. I just want to right now just get the color on here. I love this avocado green. This is one of my favorites. So make sure you wash off your bisqueware. This is B-Mix 5, Laguna B-Mix 5 with grog. I did wash these off. I sanded a few of them. I fired these to cone 04 in my electric kiln. I like to paint on bisqueware. You can paint on greenware or bisqueware, doesn't matter. I prefer the bisqueware because I feel like I can see the colors better. I can add water to them and not worry about them getting too much water and cracking. Okay. I hope everybody is doing well and staying out of this heat if you are one of the areas that is having the extensive heat. We've been pretty good up until last week, or I guess this past week. Was supposed to reach 100 a couple days, but it ended up only getting to like 94 or something, which isn't bad, but we had a lot of humidity, which we're not used to. And it was feels like a sauna when you go outside. But my brother lives in Destin, and he just sent me a thing where it's going to be 100 down there today, and shoot, their humidity is probably 100% too. I hate to see summer go though. I'm a summer person. I like the warm weather, but I like all the seasons really. So, obviously I'm not counting coats, but I'm looking at how dark it is on here. You know, whenever you're firing underglazes to cone 5, which is what I will fire these to, you can obviously, some colors change a little bit, but not a whole lot. As long as you put them on, you know, kind of think about how many coats you're putting on. You can kind of see the depth of the color. If you can see through it, it's probably going to burn off a little bit. That's why I kind of go back on some of these that I saw to try and darken the color a little bit. Gotta be careful I don't put too much green on, because I end up with I won't get enough of my other colors on there. It's weird, there's a little blue. I don't know if it's the blue from next door, the electric blue, but I can see some little blue dots in here, which I kind of like. I was going to do some more videos last week, and I got distracted with the animals. We have one dog still, and he was really sick. He hurt his back. We thought we were going to have to put him down. So that was very emotional, because we lost 2 of our dogs last year. And then we've got these 2 kitty cats that are about 1 year old. And we took them to the vet, and Millie, the vet accidentally gave her 2 vaccines of the same thing. One was meant for Molly, and I guess he just wasn't thinking. So she had a reaction with her eye, and her eye turned all white. So we were panicked, thought she was going to lose her eyesight. And here it wasn't to the vaccine, it was to a shot he gave her after the double vaccine, to offset the double vaccine. It was a shot he gave her. It was an ingredient in that shot that her eye reacted to. So we had to call the manufacturer, and she's better now, but that was a real worry too. So I don't know. When I'm worrying about my fur babies, I can't think about pottery. You know, it's hard to I don't know, control your emotions, I guess, when you're worried about one of your fur babies. So hopefully these turn out, because usually I do just one at a time, but I thought it might help to do more than one, to allow some to dry. So now I'm going to dip into this yellow. I might mix it with a little bit of the softer yellow too. I don't know if I want that real bright yellow. But see how I'm going over the green? So it's a soft transition. You can kind of see some of the yellow through the green. I love when I do that. I'm trying to kind of hurry a little bit, so I can get to all the steps. These have a lot of steps. These mugs I usually sell for I think $45. But you know, hopefully people will understand how long it takes to, you know, there's a lot of time put into these. And like I said, usually they take even longer, but I'm trying to kind of hurry up a little bit for the video because I don't want this video to be, you know, 6 hours long. And you guys know how long it takes to glaze sometimes. Okay, wow, look at that. Look at that blue that came out of that green. Can you see that? Isn't that weird? I think I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow over it. Okay, so let's put some yellow on this one. I'm trying not to think too much about it, but kind of got in my back of my mind what I want to put next to the yellow. I think a little bit of the orange will look good, but I'm not sure. The purple would probably look good too. Maybe I'll do a little bit of purple. I don't know. All the colors look good, don't they? It's you know. It's so hard to choose sometimes. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to the channel. But what I was going to say is that one of the reasons I put them in here is because I like to just dab into all of them like it's a watercolor tray, because I try to paint kind of like watercolors. I love painting with watercolors. I'm not the best at it, but I love it. And so, and by putting them in a tray like this, they dry out a little bit and they become a little more pigmented, a little more concentrated, which is what I want, because I don't want them to burn out in the kiln. And if you have ever seen the price of the Amaco's, is it Amaco? They're what do you call them? Smugs. They're semi-moist underglazes. All they are is really dried out underglazes. That's all they really are. And that's why they're very expensive, because they're very pigmented. So I can understand why they're, you know, very expensive. But you can save yourself some money by just doing it yourself. This is just a bead tray. It's called, this one is 18. I think, yeah, this is 18, and I think I've got one that might even be 24. But the dividers are you have to look for the bead tray with non-removable dividers. I have a link for it somewhere. But you don't want the one with the removable dividers. My first tray I had removable dividers, and you'll see a video on there somewhere where I put silicone under every single one. And I still use that one. I mean, that one still works. I actually took that one with me to work where I teach at the rec center, and we use it there. So it does still work. Okay, so I'm going to rinse out my sponge and choose another color. And these colors will get brighter. And like I said, as I, like this color here, like here's that bright yellow. See that? And then I'll be using some of this electric blue. This is the chartreuse green here. This is the avocado green, and that's what I'm putting on right now. So let's see, I'm going to choose, I love that turquoise too. Let me stir up my chartreuse. This one's really watery. I must have been trying to scrape the last little bit out of the jar. Sometimes when I do that, then they end up being really watery. I don't like that, but you know, as much as these cost, I try to get every last little bit out of there. So let's see. So I don't use quite as much of this purple because it's a very bright color. So see that? I'm just kind of smudging it on there. Probably doesn't look like much now, but it'll look pretty, especially when it's fired. I'll try to show these to you when I fire them. I'm probably going to fire these hopefully early next week, because I'm kind of hoping to take them to the show with me next week. Now is the season to be selling all your stuff, right? Everybody's buying for the holidays, starting in September, I guess. Mostly October, I think. But yeah, it's hard to imagine that Christmas season is coming up, but I don't know. It seems like the end of the year, the days just fly by, don't they? You also have to kind of look at how big your colors are, your blobs, not the color itself, the blobs, because you can get the smaller the color blobs are, the busier your mug looks. And to kind of think about what you're going for. You don't want it to look like a bunch of colored polka dots, unless you do. And if you do, just don't listen to me. But the bigger blobs, it's a more relaxed look. So I kind of have to pay attention to that too. I'm going to put a little. I've got some over here, so I'm going to put some on the opposite side here to kind of balance that out. I'm going to tie it together on the bottom. And got to be careful too. I don't want it to look like I used a sponge. Although, probably will. Okay. Oh, I've got 2 more to do, don't I? And don't be afraid to overlap, your other colors. Just adds a little bit more dimension, a little more interest. This color is so pretty, this purple. I think it's just called purple. I have to look on the shelf behind me. Yeah, it's just purple. This one might be amethyst and purple. Such a pretty. When you're buying these underglazes, I don't buy all the colors because you can mix them and kind of make the color you want. but I would suggest buying the colors really that have the most pigment in them. I buy, if when I'm looking at purples, I'm going to buy the darkest purple because I can always add a little white to it to make it lighter, but it's very difficult to make a color darker and hold true to its color. And you can add a little black to it, but if I'm buying a red, I want the reddest one they have. That's why I like this bright yellow. This is a bright orange. I mean, if you're gonna pay $50 for a jar of underglaze, get the one with the most pigment because that's what you're paying for. Okay, I think I'm gonna take some orange here. I guess I'll take. I'm debating on whether to add a little bit of brown to the orange. I'm not sure I want such a bright orange, but I think what I'll do is just not put it on quite so thick. But see how bright it is? It really does fire that bright too. The green's a little darker. The yellow stays the same. The purple stays the same. Pretty much what you see is what you get with the underglaze. That's why for me it's so much fun to work with them. They don't run. They're just, you know, as Bob Ross would say, they're just happy little underglazes. Any of you guys watch Bob Ross? I don't watch him too much anymore, but when I was on vacation last year, I like to go to bed with the television on. I never used to, and then my husband got me in the habit of it. And now I can't go to sleep without the television. So, but I always put on something, you know, kind of mellow. You know, when I was on vacation last year, now we went to Key West, not Key West, the Keys. We were in, not quite as far south as Marathon. Now I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, they had Bob Ross on one of the channels, so I just went to bed watching Bob Ross. His voice is just so soothing, you know. That's pretty. Look at that. Look how interesting that is so far. It's going to get so much more fun. Okay. I hope I'm not boring you guys too much. I'd like to do a live one of these days. I just have to, I don't know, lives scare me. Because you're trying to, it's really difficult to think about what I'm doing here and carry on a conversation and look at a screen and answer questions. I think that would be hard. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not coordinated. Kind of one of these things, can you walk and chew gum? Well, I don't know. I was always kind of average when it came to sports, you know, all the coordination. But so I'm going to bring this down a little on the bottom. Like I said, I don't want perfect circles and things. My allergies are bothering me. I kind of have a feeling I'm allergic to these cats a little bit, but I love them too much to get rid of them. I'd never get rid of them. They're like therapy. I mean, it's like they know when you're sad. They just come up and cuddle up on your lap. And Millie, she's a stinker. She likes to wake me up in the morning, and I try to pretend I'm sleeping, and she'll like lick my eyeballs, lick my eyelids. I mean, she's a little stink pot. So I try to get up and feed them so they'll let me sleep in a little bit. So see how I'm going over on the yellow? And it's just, so I try to balance out the colors when I put them on. It's kind of hard to do sometimes, but just kind of balance them out. Okay, one more with the orange. I think orange looks good up next to the purple. I don't know where Molly is. Molly's usually my other kitty cat. She's usually she likes to go in my son's room and sleep on his lap or sleep with him while he's playing games. Okay. And you don't also, I pick about 4 or 5 colors, probably 5. You don't want a lot of different colors. Well, like I said, it depends what look you're going for. But the more colors you put on here, the busier it's going to look. And if you're going to add flowers and stamps and transfers and all that, you don't have to add a zillion different colors underneath. You want a little more of a I don't know, a balanced palette of colors. So for my other color, it's a really hard choice. I'm just trying to decide between the turquoise or the red. I think I'm going to go with the turquoise because I might. Millie, you're in the way, sweetie. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. I was going to add some of this blue. So I'm going to add a little bit of this blue. And I think there's a dog pushing my chair out. I'm going to add a little bit of this electric blue. I call it electric blue, but it's really just blue. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it because this has dried out a little bit. I really have to be, this is another bright color, so I got to be kind of careful how much I add. I'm not really liking it, I can tell you that. I'm not really liking how it's going on. Not so sure about that. I think I'm going to let it dry. And I think I'm going to go with the aqua maybe. Let's try the turquoise. Turquoise. Aqua, turquoise. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's going on a little bit better. Not sure about that. Oh, I could have a really ugly spot here. But the good thing about underglazes is that you can always go over it. And it's really not much of a contrast with this green. So I'm not sure. I'm not liking how these two are playing together on here, but I think it'll be okay. What I can do is bring the green over a little more and work that into the blue, the turquoise. Like I said, you're really not going to see, well, you'll see the colors, but see, I'm going to work that in there. Can you see that? So, I don't know. I'm going to try to stir this up a little bit. It might be, I'm going to try to put a little bit on here because I just got a little bit in my orange. So I'm going to plop that back in there because blue will turn the orange brown. So when you've got two colors, usually I try to keep the colors, that's why I have them in this order, and usually the blue is back here so that a dark color isn't really next to a really light color. Um, let's see here. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to put some more on here. Wet my sponge a little more. Maybe that'll help. This is a speedball glaze. It's not an Amaco velvet. But it's a beautiful color. There we go. I think that's good. I think anything it needed to just be stirred up a little bit. I got a white spot there that I have to do something with. I'm going to go back here and add some back over this. The aqua blue, the turquoise is one of my favorite colors, but it's not different enough. It's too close to the avocado. I know this looks like a mess, doesn't it? It looks like a mess. It'll look good though. It'll look good when I'm. So I think I'm going to go back with some yellow there, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to put some of this blue on the other pieces. I'm going to add a touch of water to it just to lighten it up. I want it a little dark. I'm going to put a little bit over here. Let's see what you think. I think that really looks pretty next to that orange, that blue and that orange. I have a lot of space over here. I think I'll put a little more up here next to the yellow. So, okay, now, like I said, once you get these colors on, then you can go back and add, go over the colors that were already on there and kind of blend them in a little more if you want to. That's kind of the fun of it. I don't have, so I got blue here, but I realized I don't have any spots left over here, so I'm just going to make a spot. I think I'm just going to add a little bit right here. Just kind of squeeze a little bit in there. I don't like to put a color in just one spot. There we go. So that one is completely covered. This one has a bare spot. I think I'm going to add yellow to that. When in doubt, I like to add a little more yellow because yellow is a very happy color, and you can stamp over it. It always works. It always works. And I do have some stamps with some lettering on them that I know I'm going to want to put on here, and I want the letters to show up. The sponge is really working out. I think that's my favorite way to put this on here so far. Okay, so I've got some avocado green here. I think I'm going to bring that up a little further. Although I've got some orange here. I think I'm going to just kind of go over one more time. Okay, so I have a white spot here, but I'm gonna just bring that yellow down. I'm just blending that blue and purple together a little more right there. And I'm going to get that green I was talking about here. This is the avocado green. This is great if you're doing leaves for anything. It's a real pretty color. And it can burn a little darker, a little brown, if you don't put it on thick enough. So, but I've had very good luck with them lately. So yeah. Okay, so now the final colors. Well, let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I think I'm gonna do the pale yellow. I don't want a lot of bright colors. I know. Look at all these bright colors. Like I don't want it to look neon. I don't want it to look like neon colors. Sometimes I add a little brown to kind of actually dull them down a little bit. But you can never go wrong with the yellow. And see how it blends so pretty? Like when you go over the blue, it turns green, and it just, so pretty there. And I'm just going to kind of go over the yellow and just touch it up wherever I put it, so that, because since it's the lightest color on here, it can get a little lost. So, okay, so that one's done. Let me dry my hands off here. That one's done. So let's go back with this one. I'm just going to use the same color, this pale yellow, and just kind of go over the yellow again, kind of blend it in with the colors that are surrounding it. And I'm seeing that this is that avocado that's a little pale there. I don't want it to be too pale, so I'm going to add a little more to that too. And I wouldn't, if you're doing this, I wouldn't worry about counting layers. You're going by color. As long as you have, as long as you've gone over it several times, you've got 3 layers. Three layers kind of guarantees that it's not going to burn out. But once, there's people who put 7 layers on, so don't worry about, don't worry about getting too thick. Unless you're globbing it on. You don't want globs, because the globs will seep through your clear. I've had that happen before. I'm going to go back over this orange a little bit. So you just, just kind of go back and, work it a little bit, till you get it looking how you want it to look. Kind of. Painting with sponges. That's the one of the day. That's what we're doing. I don't know, this green. I just want a little more of that green. go. Okay, so that one's done. Doesn't look like much now, does it? Like you're probably thinking, well, Lisa, you screwed those up. But hopefully I didn't, right? I should. I think they'll look beautiful. Let's hope so. I'm going to add yellow to this spot here. I'm going to add a touch of the bright, add a touch of that plain yellow. You could even speck it too, you know, splash colors on there. You can just, you know, you could get carried away and really just sit here all day and dab colors on, couldn't you? Until you get it how you like it. Okay, I'm going to clean my sponge out here and go back to a little more yellow here so I get a little bit truer color right there. I think that looks pretty good. I notice there's no dark colors here, so I think I'm actually going to dab a little bit of purple and bring that purple up down there. I don't want just a square there, so I'm going to kind of act like it's, there we go, like it's coming up from the bottom. I think it's getting supper time around here. I can hear my stomach's making noises. Feed me, feed me. I'm going to rinse my sponge out. I'm going to go back with this yellow and cover over some of this purple because I don't want it, like I said, I don't want that that harsh edge. Okay, so I think I'm done there. Let's see here. This is all painted. This one's all painted. Oh, this one's got a little bit of a white spot. So let's just add a little bit of yellow in there. And it'll pick up some of that blue and have some greens in there too, which will be really pretty. There we go. I think that looks good. that one's all done. Now we can move on to more fun stuff. That one is done. Let's see. I think this one's done. I think they're all done. Okay. So now it's, oh yeah, it's 6:30 almost here. My son's looking at me like his belly's hungry. His belly's hungry. Okay, so next we're going to, I've got my, took me forever to cut all these out. Oh, okay. I've got, look at all these. I've got words and butterflies and gnomes and all sorts of stuff. I think what I'll do though, get my, I'm going to draw a couple of flowers on here. Take this really well because it's been sitting for months. Months and months. Hopefully it works. Now the trick is to put the needle down somewhere where I'll stick it in this sponge. Stick the needle down where I remember where it's at. I'll use this. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's not too bad. Let's see. So I think I'm going to go back, since I didn't add any red on here, I am going to add, I wanted to add a couple hearts. I forgot to do that. Let's see, where should I think I'm going to add it right here. See, this one's got a lot of water in it too, so I probably need to leave this sit open. The lid keeps them pretty moist, but I was probably scraping the bottom of the jar. Hi, Miss Millie. Hi, silly Millie. So there's a heart, and I'm going to paint one on this one too. Everyone's going to get a heart on there somewhere. So I'm just going to dab it over here on this paper towel so it's not too to take some of the moisture out. There's the other heart. And you don't have to put them in the same spot, just, you know. Millie, what are you doing? No. No, no, no. We call her Silly Millie because she's silly. Here's the heart on this one. The kitty cats they were a year old June 17th. So yeah, that's why we took them to the vet for their 1 year vaccinations. I'm gonna put a heart right here. Oh no, it ran. Yikes. See, that's what I forgot to. Millie, you're throwing me off, honey. Yeah. What? No, 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 don't. Hey, I can't pet you here. I can't pet you here. You just laid down in my you just laid down in my red paint. Oh gosh. Now I have to go over that heart, Millie. Oh goodness sakes. I have to do this heart over again. You're going to have red paint on your belly. And everybody on camera is going to be laughing at you because you're so silly, but I can't rub your belly right now. They can only understand us. Yeah, I know you want to be petted, but I kind of screwed up this heart. Thanks to Miss Millie here. So there's that one there. Okay. Honey, you're going to have to leave because I don't know how. You're right in my way. Okay, so now I'm going to paint some flowers on there that I can go around with the underglaze, with the underliner, the black underliner. I'm just going to do some little like poppies. I think I'll do red poppies since I've got the red heart on one side. No, you cannot get into those. Those aren't good for you. Shoot. Yeah, I know. You're in my way. Shoot, 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 shoot. So I'm going to add a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, a little bit of orange here. And no, poi, 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 no. Poi, poi. Nothing but trouble. You are nothing but trouble. Yeah, now I'm adding a little bit of orange to the red so that these are going to be little poppies. So I'm going to put them on every one. Because I don't want solid red. I want a little bit of orange in there. There you go. And then I'll draw, I think I'll draw this, well, I'll put a little bit of green on there for the stems too. I'm going to do the opposite of the heart. Now this one, I won't have to put the green stems. I'll just use the black underglaze in the applicator bottle. I can't even think with you here, Millie. Like that. And then let's do this one. You really are in the way, Millie. She's the one who gets in my face when I'm trying to sleep. Sometimes I just pull the covers over my head. That doesn't fool you, does it? Okay. There you go. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this green and I'm going to put that on this towel here also, just to dry it out a little bit more. And I'm going to put some stems to the flowers. Usually, usually I draw the stems first. Oh, did you just eat that? Hey, 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 point, now, that's enough. I think she just ate a, she just ate a transfer. I think she ate a little, mushroom. See my little mushrooms? I think she ate one. Oh, really? Let's see. Okay. Oops. Let's do some stems to these. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure, more pressure on the bottom, and then I'm releasing some of the pressure as I pull my brush up. There we go. Yeah, now she's cleaning her paws, probably getting the paint off. Good thing this paint is non-toxic. You gotta be careful if you're ever ordering. Oh, this chair's uncomfortable. You gotta be careful if you're ever ordering paints from China. These are all lead-free, but you really can't be guaranteed that when they come from there, because I don't think their restrictions are the same as here. I may not finish all these mugs. Here, see how this looks? See that? Because I think we've been on air over an hour. Yes, over an hour. So I think what I'll do is finish up one for you guys, so you can see what it looks like, because I'm running out of time. I don't know if YouTube cuts me off at some point. I know that happened in my last video. I had to splice them together, but also I know people don't want to watch that long either, so let's let me work on this one, and let me do one. I'm going to do another flower over here, but a different kind of flower. I'm going to do I know, decisions. I'm trying to think of a color I don't have. I think I might just do orange. I don't know. I think I'll do purple with violet. See, since I just filled this thing up, some of these are a little waterier. It's a hard word to say. Than normally. Normally they're much drier than this, but since I added water to some of the jars to get the last little bit out, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to the center. There we go. And I'm going to add some just a few little stems here. Not stems, leaves. I probably should have just worked on one mug at a time, so you guys could see them get done. I'm going to put just a little yellow dot in the center of these little poppies. And then I'm going to see. I think that's all I'm going to paint on there right now. Turn that over so I don't get my hand in it. I'm going to turn. I always put multiple paper towels down so that I can turn them over and I won't put my hand back in it. Okay. Gotta let that dry a little bit though. I'll find a dry spot here, and I've got, let's see here. Let's do the gnomes. I got a little gnome here. I'm going to add him on here. To find him a spot. I'll put him right next to the, put him right here next to the heart. So in order to put that on, I'm going to get my sponge. My sponge is really wet. These are pretty old transfers. I'm sure you guys remember when I got them. I did a video on it a while back. I'm pretty sure it was last year sometime. So transfers, they never go bad, but the drier they get, the harder it is to get the transfer on there. So I wet it really well. I'm gonna let it sit there a minute and then I'll wet it again. Let's move on to something else. Wow. You do need to soak that really good. Okay, and then I have some lettering here I want to put on. Let's see. Oh, I didn't cut these words apart. I've got little words and everything. Oh, they're sticking to my fingers. I bought so many of these words, my gosh. Here's one that says faith. I think I'll put the faith right, maybe in the heart, right in the middle of the heart. So when these are dry, I will clear them. I will put HF9, Amaco's HF9 zinc-free clear on here. See, so that gnome is drying already. So I'm going to go back over it again and wet it. I just want to keep that wet. I just kind of take my finger. You gotta be careful you don't smear it. Some people take a rubber rib. You can do that, or the back of your fingernail, but yeah, see, it's smearing. I don't like it to smear. That is no good. Okay, I've got a butterfly here too. Let's see. Where'd my butterfly go? Well, here it is. Look how pretty that butterfly is. These are all from Plum Island Transfers or Ellen Transfers. Look how pretty that is. I think I'll put that right above. I'm not going to put it on there straight. I'm going to put it on a little crooked. No, Millie. No, don't even think about it. Hey, no. So, look how pretty that looks. So I'm going to let them just sit on there, and the moisture will soften up the underglaze, because it's just black underglaze on there. Okay. See, this is the nice part of it when you're working on more than one. I would go to another one now, but I can't really do that here. Where's my, oh, here we go. I knew I had a towel around here somewhere. Draw my hands off, everything's sticking. I love when I have the words, just to put words on here. These aren't words you can really even read, but they still look good. See that? And sometimes it's hard to know when when you can stop too, because you can get really carried away. Let's see here. No, Missy. No, no, no. Let's put some more, put a few more words on here. What's this one say? Back and grow. We don't want that on there. How about believe? Believe's a good word. We believe that Miss Millie will behave herself. Right, Millie? There you go. I don't know why she insists on helping me today. Why are you, okay, and then one more, give. You should all give. Find a good spot for that. I'll put that right on the handle here. What do you think, Millie? Hmm? Oh, hey, no. Chris?
What?
She just stole my butterfly. Come here. Gosh darn it. Hey, give me that back. I got it. Oh, she's a bad girl. Bad. No. All right, so let's I'll try to dampen these up one more time. We'll get them dry, and then I will put the the liner, the underglaze liner on here. Oh yeah, I was gonna do some stamps too. I'll get this cute little bluebird stamp. Let's see if I got my underglaze pad. It's a Minnesota clay company, Potter's Pad Black. Basically, it's just it's black underglaze. So, no, nope. Being a bad girl. Bad. Nope, nope. I don't have a door on my studio, or I could close it, but my house is pretty open. My studio is in my house. So let's find a spot here. We'll put the little bluebird down here, but he's really going to end up being purple. Kind of purple. A little bit of green. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, he turned out good, didn't he? Yeah. All right. And I have a little, it says be happy. You can see that. How you read it, I don't know. I'm going to put that on here. I'm going to put it right behind the handle. Oh, that turned out really nice. Can you see that? Kind of hard to see behind the handle there, but that one turned out really nice. So yeah, the stamps are fun. I have loads of stamps. Now this one's just a huge pad, but I just want to add a little bit of up here, I think, right there on that blue. Look at that. That looks so nice. I love it. I love it. Millie, you're being a naughty little girl. Naughty little girl. Okay, so now let's try to get these transfers off here, and I'll finish up with my underliner. Yeah, it turned out great. Yeah, they came off. Looks really nice. And these transfers are probably a year old, but they're looking good. Very happy. So just put them on and leave them on there a little bit. Like look at the bleed and that. See how nice this came on? Came up, put on there. Okay, so now let's take this and I'm going to go over my flower. Get lost. Get lost, sister. Here, nope. I'm just gonna lay that right over there so you can't see it. Oh goodness. There you go. There's the purple flower. I'm going to outline this heart. I think I'll just draw some Oh, I forgot I could take this one off. A little give word. Oh yeah, and I have to outline the stems here. She's really being a stink pot. So here's the flowers. And that is not clean water. Come on. Come on. Move, move, move. Oh, goodness. She wants my sponges in there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little sun. Honey, that is not clean water. Get out. I should put a little sun on there. And I think I'll just do a little bit of doodling here. Let's see. Oh, Millie, Millie. Oh, just splash water all over me. I didn't do a very good job on that fish because somebody was bugging me. And I think I'm just going to do some little doodles on here. Because this has turned into a really long video. Hope you guys had a little soft drink. Maybe you're working while I usually am working when I'm watching a video. Okay, so this is hard to show, but I'm going to move this back up again. Hello. It's getting dark outside. Been on here so long. Sorry about that. I knew it was going to be a long video, but my gosh, it's an hour and a half. So I'm sure some of you aren't even here anymore. Okay, so there's how it turned out, but it turned out so cute. My favorite part, I think, is the flower here. I love the flower. So this is going to look dark because it's still wet. So those lines will lighten up a little bit when they dry. And I may put something on the handle. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I mean, I got pretty much on there. There's the flowers, my butterfly. So yeah. So you can't really see the words on the blue, but they do. There is words on the blue too. So isn't that fun? And then my little bird there. That fun mug. And so I probably will stamp something on the bottom too, but so when these are dry, I will put the clear, the HF9. This one's all a mess. I will put it right over the top. I will not fire first. Okay? I will put this on there right over the top. I said, again, Amaco's HF9 zinc-free clear. Any zinc-free clear is fine though. And I will use I know you hear me talk about this a zillion times, but the Amaco number 8 soft fan brush. Now, this is I think it's CB513, but this is the soft one. You don't want one with 10 bristles in it. You want one that's soft. Oh, look at that. So that when you are painting your clear over here, you're not smearing it. So it's very important. They're kind of hard to find, like $10, $11 a piece. But yeah, get yourself an Amaco number 8 soft fan brush to put your clear on. And it's really great to put any color on, but I use that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me. It's been so much fun. I hope you enjoy it. And sorry about the cat. She's fun sometimes, but then she gets a little too much. All right. Have a great day. Thank you so much. If you enjoy the video, please feel free to share. It helps me, and subscribe. And I will put clear on the inside too. Fire to cone 5, and then we're done. And I'll show you later. Thanks.